record. All right, everybody. Happy Monday and happy October. I am really super excited to have Belinda Ellsworth in our presence. She is an amazing trainer. I've known Belinda for since the beginning of your career in speaking. I think so, right?
Because you probably.
Yeah.
I think the first time I saw you was in 2000. Is that right?
Yeah.
And
is that when you started? Is that when you started, Belinda?
I started in 95. Can you believe that?
Okay. So I've been doing this business since 90, but probably 90. Well, you think it could have been 95?
Well, was the first time you ever saw me at the national conference?
Yeah.
We did. Yeah. I think that was 99 and 2000. We did that. So
okay. All right. 2000.
The first time that we did it back to back, that was then.
Okay. So anyway, Belinda Ellsworth has been a professional speaker and a consultant for more than 25 years. She has helped thousands of entrepreneurs and more than 200 companies make better decisions and create successful systems. Her iconic message of good, solid business practices will stay with you forever and positively impact your life and your business. As a speaker, sales organizations have reported a significant increase in sales within 90 days of her presentation. Awesome. As a consultant, she has a track record of increasing sales and profits on average of 100 to 200%. As a result of her work, she holds the prestigious DSA Ethos Partnership Award. Belinda is an international best-selling author of the #1 book, Direct Selling for Dummies. She also hosts Work From Your Happy Place, a creative business podcast that just recorded its 370th episode. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Ranking in the top 10% on iTunes, and it's featured on iHeartRadio. With her undeniable passion for the industry and helping people achieve their dreams, her energetic style and expertise will inspire you to achieve more. Yay. I am so excited. Take it away, Belinda.
All right. Well, gosh, it's so funny when I'm on my podcast and I read people's bios, they're like, wow, I got to live up to that. That's a long bio. It's like, you got to shorten that up. So anyway, well, I'm just thrilled to be here. I hold, Pampered Chef holds a very special place in my heart. And I have done a tremendous amount of work with them over the years. I think in total, I've spoken at a conference or leadership conference on 8 different occasions, which is like a record for any other speaker out there. And some of my dearest friends are those in Pampered Chef, because we kind of all met at the beginning of our careers. And then we all just sort of grew in this together. And it's been really fun to share that journey and to be part of it. So I'm so glad that you're here. I love Patty to pieces. And she's just one of those special, unique people in life that just has so much energy. There's not a lot of people that usually have as much energy as I do, but I think she's one of them. So I love that about her. So we're going to dive into our training tonight. And it's going to be in 2 parts. We're going to talk a little bit about mindset and why it's so important to have a healthy mindset. And we're going to talk about how to end this year strong. So that is 2 in your basic categories of booking, selling, and of course, recruiting. So let's dive right in. So I'm going to be talking about my planner at the very end of this training. And so I just kind of want to start with it and tell you about, I'm very, very specific when it comes to what is our theme going to be and why, and what's that going to sort of tie into. So there's a lot more thought and energy that goes into just creating a planner. We're very, very much involved in what I think people need at the time. And for 2021, our word of the year was to be intentional, because I knew with everything that everybody had going on, it was going to be very important for them to be extremely focused and intentional, because it was extremely easy to get sidetracked. And unfortunately, that's just how it's been for this last 18 months. Is the struggle has been real for many, many people, and for all of us in one way, shape, or form at some time or another. But what I've discovered going into 2022 and what I really, really wanted to focus on was I started doing a lot of surveys and talking to people. And what I heard more and more than anything else was, I cannot wait to get back to normal. I'll be so glad when things get back to normal. Like once things get back to normal, then I'm going to do this. Then I'm going to do this. Then I'm going to do this. And what I've come to realize is that people have stopped dreaming. Like they've stopped looking at what is the possibilities. They're kind of just hanging on, still in this survival mode. And I will tell you that the story that you tell yourself is the one that you will believe more than any other story. So be very, very careful about the story you tell yourself. So if you continue to tell yourself that you're exhausted, you just can't do this, you know what? That is going to be your reality. And instead, we need to get reconnected to, gosh, what's important to you? What is your why? So I went on this sort of journey of looking up dreams and looking at possibilities and all the kinds of things that went along with that. And so what I discovered was some pretty cool stuff about what successful people have in common. So I wanted to share some of those things with you right now. And number one is they dream big. They have big desires about what's important to them, what they want. And so I would say to all of you, have you put your dreams on pause? And it is time to re-identify, why do you do this? What is it that you want out of it? What is your strong why or a strong desire for you? Because when you're connected to that in your heart, like we're going to talk about goals in just a few minutes, but you know, you can set a goal. Let's say for November, you set a goal of, I want to sell $5,000 this month. And let's say you fall a little bit short. Well, you know what? That's okay. Because a goal is just a benchmark. It's something you're aiming toward, that you're striving to get you to what? That overall vision. And vision building, vision boards is the same as your dream boards. They're kind of one and the same. And if you don't hit that exact goal, it's okay, because it got you that much closer to what you really want, what's really important to you. It's never going to be so important to you to just hit 5,000 in sales, so that if you miss it, you're going to say, oh, well, but if it's connected to something, you're going to say, awesome. And you're going to set the next goal, and you're going to continue with the next one. And that is why it is important. And that's what I want all of you to walk away with is, it's time to start dreaming again. And what are your big audacious dreams? What would you like to see come to pass for you, and move in that direction in 2022? And even closing out this year of 2021, we can't sit back and wait any longer. Newsflash for everybody, there is never going to be a quote unquote normal. And you know what? If most of you were honest with yourselves, there was never a real full normal before all of this. Do you know what? It's just all of a sudden the whole world at the same time went through the same crisis. But on any other given time, we're all going to go through challenges. We're all going to have things that are blocking us. And one of the best ways to keep moving forward and keep pushing on is to have those big dreams that connect to our heart. So that is number one. The second thing, and one of the biggest criteria of a successful person, is they are enthusiastic. They are passionate, and they let that passion shine through in everything that they do. And it is important that you do that. And you know what? You won't have that strong enthusiasm or passion if you haven't identified the why of it. That's why that is so important, because then it's like it starts to build in you and you're excited. Now, when you are dealing with customers, here's the thing about enthusiasm that is so important to remember, and that is people will mirror what you put out. So if you are excited, your guest will be excited with you. If you are confident, they'll be confident with you. If you are sure and happy and upbeat, they're going to be sure and happy and upbeat with you. But if you are hesitant, they'll be hesitant with you. If you are unsure, they'll be unsure with you. Like if you called a customer or a past host and you said, "Oh, I am so excited to share a couple of our new products with you. You are absolutely going to go crazy. I thought of you and you are going to love this." They're going to be like, "Oh, what is it? What is it? Oh, tell me." And they're going to be excited. But if you say, "Yeah, we've gotten a couple new products. I don't know if this is anything you're looking for or not, but let me know." They're going to be like, "Yeah, I think I'm good. I think I'm good right now." So like, how are you projecting? What are you putting out there in the world? And remember, right now, that I think is what's missing out of a lot of us. This sort of place that we've all been for the last 18 months has sucked all of the enthusiasm out of us. And I've actually talked to a lot of people who are actually, they've actually become even more like withdrawn because they're like, "Well, I don't know." In talking to people, are they going through something? I don't want to be too happy because then it looks like, I don't really care, or I'm not involved. And I will tell you that people want to be around excitable people. So we've just got to start moving in that direction of being excited and in remembering that our customer and our host will mirror what we're putting out. So,
Oh, stop thundering.
all right, I'll bring the thunder. So, anyway, that is an important piece. So now let's go to the next characteristic that most successful people have in common, and that is that they have a positive attitude. They always look at the glass half full instead of the glass half empty. They are more optimists than they are pessimists. They are more of an abundancy mindset than a scarcity mindset. So how do we keep a strong, positive attitude? And the first thing that you can do in this is to surround yourself with positive people. Be around. If other people are going to be downers, then avoid spending all of that time with people. Now, I've heard a lot of people say, cut those people out of your life. Well, some of these people could be your mom or your sister, or it could be a best friend. And I think y'all know what we're talking about. So I'm not going to tell you to cut them out of your life because that would be absolutely crazy. But what I'm going to tell you is quit going to that well looking for validation. That is what we have a tendency to do, is we keep going back to the same people going, "Guess what I did? Guess what I did?" Or, "Oh, this is what happened to me." And they'll always find something else, or they'll find something negative about it, or they're going to find something wrong with it. For years, that's what I did with my mom. And obviously that's a person in my life. And she just wasn't, I don't know what it was with her, but she always had to find the other side of that fence. And I remember being so excited. And then I'd say, "I did this," or "I had this," or "Guess what happened? I'm going to get this gig." And she was like, "Well, what are you going to do with the kids?" I mean, she was always acting like I was like this horrible mother. And maybe that's how I interpret it. But finally, I am just like, I can't talk to her about my business. Why do you keep going back? It's like, I just talked to her about gardening and cooking and just things like, and those are the conversations we have. So I would say to you, are you going back to the well of an empty well looking for validation when it's not going to be there? Instead, find people in your life who will build you up, lift you up, that are going to support you. And many, many times that's going to be the circle that you have right here. Learn to get accountability buddies. Learn to connect with somebody that is going to be able to share fun ideas with you. But you have to surround yourself with positive people. Surround yourself with positive things. Like, on my walls, I have lots of positive affirmations. I have beautiful pieces of art that say cool things. I've got really awesome pictures over here of myself with different leaders at different conferences. And when I look at that, and then of course in my backside, I've got pictures of my children, and you're all going, "I don't see any of those." That's because this is my fake office. So I have pictures of my kids. And so I'm reminded of the things that make me smile. I'm reminded of the things that are important to me. And those positive affirmations on the wall. I remember back when I was in the field, I would just put things on the wall. I would write them on the wall. One of them I remember I had on there forever was see the people. Because if I was just sitting in my office and not ever connecting with anybody, I wasn't making anything happen. So every day it was like, who have you seen today? Who have you reached out to today? Who have you talked to today? And it was just helpful to keep me in the mindset of continuing to meet new people and add new people. And these days it's more important than ever, even in your VIP groups. It's like, are you adding new people in there? Are you getting the people in that VIP group to invite people to that group? You want to keep that fresh. You want to keep it exciting. You want to keep it growing. You want to keep it with positive energy. So that is being positive. And here's the last ingredient to having a real positive attitude, and probably one of the most important ones, and that is having a heart of Thanksgiving or an attitude of gratitude. And so using a gratitude journal is probably one of the single most important things that can keep you in a mindset of positivity, more so than almost anything else. And here's why. So I'm going to be honest, true disclosures here. I was never a huge fan of gratitude journals. I just thought, oh, whatever. Like, I'm a pretty positive person and whatever. But when COVID happened and I lost every single booking that I had, a whole year's worth of bookings in about 10 days, it was like, oh my gosh, I have a team here that I support, that I employ. And I was like, what are we going to do? And one of the first things I started doing, I didn't know what I was going to do, but one of the first things I started doing was writing in that gratitude journal every day. Because I had several here, because I was going to add one to our planner last year. So I just started writing it every day. And honest to goodness, it saved my life. I really want to say that in all truth and honesty, is in doing it, I just realized every day I stayed focused on what was right about my business, not what was wrong about my business. I stayed focused on the things I was thankful for. And here's the thing about gratitude is it really promotes positive attitude. It promotes an abundancy mindset versus a scarcity mindset. And it causes you to be more creative. Think out of the box. These are all the things that it does. And so when you are in that space of gratitude, you can't be in a scarcity mindset at the same time. The two don't live together. They don't coincide together. So if you're constantly every day, this is what's right, this is what's working, this is what I'm grateful for, you will continue to move in that direction, in getting away from that negative story that you tell yourself. There are no leads out there. It doesn't matter who I call. Probably no one's going to book anyway. Doesn't really matter what I'm going to do. That's a scarcity mindset. And it's easy. It's easy for any one of us to fall into that. The thing that will protect you from that is keeping that gratitude mindset more so. That was why this year, because last year's was such a hit, and it was just pretty simple, really, is we kind of really updated our gratitude journal. So this is our mindset of gratitude this year. We did this as it's a flat lay binding. So it literally allows you to write in it without the pages flipping up on you. And we added some prompts. So we still have the 5 things every day you're grateful for, but we added some prompts. We did, like, every month has a theme. So this is April's. And so April's is, for example, your career. So what are your greatest strengths, and how do you put them to good use? So it's just some journal prompts at the beginning of the month and then mid-month to just get you thinking about some additional things besides just those things you're grateful for. And sometimes it's easier when we can be prompted to really think of some different things. So gratitude journals, here's the stats on them, my friends. People that use gratitude journals have a 40% greater chance of achieving their goals. People that use gratitude journals stay in a more positive mindset, an abundancy mindset. They're more creative. People that use gratitude journals have actually a greater sense of mental well-being, as well as there are plenty of studies now showing that people that use gratitude journals are healthier. And so there is a mental and a physical well-being to staying in a positive mindset. So I want to encourage you in that. And the next thing that that successful people have in common is that they set goals. They set goals. So it is incredibly important that you are setting goals. And I want you to understand the difference, because I know a lot of people kind of don't set goals, or they think, oh, if I set a goal, then that means I failed. And so there is no failure. There is no failure. That's the first thing that you understand. And a goal is just a benchmark. It's just it's like the next place that you're going to go. It's like a destination in a map. And if you're going to get to that destination, well, you're going to need directions. You're going to need a map. And it's like those little benchmarks along the way. And that is what a goal is. It's not the end all be all. And it doesn't matter whether you hit that spot on or not. It's that they got you that much further to what? That vision. The thing that was important to you, either paying off your house, getting a new house, going on an awesome vacation with your family, having incredible experiences, fixing up your home, creating more of a savings account, allowing your spouse to retire. I mean, like, the list goes on and on and on about what is that big dream for you. And don't be afraid to dream big. Super successful people dream big. They don't let things, well, that's too big to dream that way. They don't let things and obstacles get in their way. They just dream big. Like, if this were exactly the way I wanted it, what would that look like? So don't be afraid to do that. And then set your goals accordingly. We're going to talk more about goals when I cover things in the planner. And the last thing that successful people have in common is that they are persistent. Now, persistence has got a close cousin, close sister, and it's called consistency. And the two really work hand in hand. I really want you to think about this. So what is being persistent? Being persistent is having an end goal in mind and not giving up on it no matter what. It's it being big enough and important enough to you that you are going to stick through it. You're going to get, there's going to be hurdles, there's going to be road bumps, there's going to be roadblocks and speed bumps and detours and everything in between on your journey. But you're like, nope, I'm not giving up because it's important for me. Consistency is the things that you do on a regular basis. And the more consistent that you can get, the easier it will be for you to do your business, because you don't have to stop and think about what are you doing that day. It's Tuesday at 4:00. I go live. I do my shows on, Tuesdays and Thursdays. I know that's what I'm doing. Every single Friday, I do this for my business. The more consistent you are, the more active you're going to be, for sure. But the more easier your business is going to become. And the more consistent and prepared you are. So we're going to sort of transition now into being prepared. The more prepared you are, the easier your business is. And why is that? Because the less likely you are to talk yourself out of it. The more that you have scheduled, the more that you have planned, the more consistent that you are with activities that you do, like a power hour, for example. Do you do that 2 times a week? Do you do it 3 times a week? So the more that you are in tune with those things, the more you get out of bed and it's just like, here's what today is. This is what I normally do. I'm doing it. You're going to be more likely to put that into action. So let's talk then about, because being prepared is the crossover. Being prepared is the thing that it's a mindset piece, but it's also a skill set piece. And this is sort of what crosses you over into those skill sets. So what are some things you can be prepared with? Well, for one thing, your leads. Like, have all of your leads in one easy place for you to find them. And I like keeping them separated out. Like, here's my recruit leads, here's my booking leads. If you have a place that you keep track of your customers for follow-up, that is great too. But you need to have your leads in one easy place to find. Otherwise, you'll go hunting for them. And by the time you find them, you will have talked yourself out of making any calls or doing any reach outs because, well, they're just not really that good once you start hunting for them. So always keep that lead. And I will tell you this, we're going to talk about recruiting at the very end of this, but it is more important right now with everything that's going on around recruiting. And I'm going to give you some information about that. It's more important, trust me on this, than ever, that you keep a strong lead pool of leads, of people that have shown interest, shown some curiosity for the business, because there's going to be a big floodgate that is going to open up probably sometime in 2022. And you want to be completely ready for that to happen. We've always wanted to keep track of our leads, but it is going to be more important than ever that you are gathering and building a strong lead pool for anyone that has shown even just a little bit of interest in your business opportunity. All right, what are some other things you can be prepared with? You can be prepared with your monthly posts that you do in your VIP group. So having a content calendar is extremely important. We find it so important that we added it as one of our pages of our planner this year, so that you can see an example of what a content calendar looks like and gather some ideas from that. So a content calendar is just a blank calendar that you sit down and go, all right, here's where I'm doing my lives. Here's my products I'm going to talk about. The other one is to have a video bank. And this was another page that we added to the planner. We added a worksheet page where they're minimized, but you can click on the download and there's the bigger sheets. And this is your video planner. And so you should have at least 10 product videos. Now, if your company already has those for you and has some of those, that's great. But you know what? Your customers are going to enjoy seeing you talk about some of those as well. So this is a nice worksheet for creating those 10 product videos. Now, does anybody want to, and you can put it in the chat, take a guess as to how long should those product videos be? Anyone want to make a guess?
I said, oh, they're coming up, Belinda.
They are?
10 minutes, 5 minutes, 30 seconds, 2 minutes.
Okay. Winner is, I didn't see it on there. So the winner is 90 seconds.
Oh,
If
1
there
to 2
were-
minutes.
What was that?
Somebody had 1 to 2 minutes, so.
That is spot on. So there you go. So about 90 seconds. And the reason for these and what we have seen with online parties is that people that have had increased attendance, more sales, are people that in those first 2 days, they're not only making posts like, hey, how are you? How do you know the host? Welcome. What's one of your favorite items? All these things are important, but they're posting product videos. And what people will do is they'll have a tendency to watch those, and they'll watch one and then they go, oh, that was interesting. Then they watch the next one. Then they watch the next one. They won't watch a 15-minute video, but they'll watch 5 90-second ones because they're just like, oh, that was fun. I think I'll watch another one. It's just like how you can watch TikTok for 2 hours and get lost because they're all just short. And the next thing you know, you're like, what the heck? Now people tell me this, I myself don't do that. No. So anyways, that is why, because they're interesting. And so you want to have some of those in your bank. Some of the other things you should have in your bank is, what is your why? You should have your story of what is your why. And if you guys are smart as a leader team, you should have a whole bank of those that each of you could like borrow those and use those if you're doing posting about an opportunity night or whatever it is that you're going to do, because people like to hear different people's stories. And those are really good to have a bank of tell your why. Again, this needs to be what? Short, short, sweet, and simple. Then people listen to them. Like, I love my business. I started my business because, and now today it does this for me. And it's been really wonderful and blah, 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 blah. End of story. But you should have your why. Okay. So those are some things that you can do to, I am so sorry. I got a cough drop. I took allergy medicine before I got on here. Nothing's helping. And I have hot tea. So I got completely ready for you to try to ward off everything that I could. All right. So now what we're going to do, I just want to do a couple more things you need to be prepared with, like an opportunity packet, and it should live electronically on your desktop. So that if you do make an interesting post, like purchase this today, love the extra money I make with my Pamper Chef business. You know, if anybody wants to know more, how you can have a great business too, comment below or private message me. So what if somebody does private message you? Are you ready? Could you send it to them like right now in 30 seconds? Could you send an electronic packet of information? That is important for you to have. And of course, you all know in doing online parties, you need to be at a place where you have some of those images already made, the videos, posts, your questions, so that you can do that seamlessly in case somebody books right now and wants to start it pretty quick. You're able to do that without scrambling and making things harder for yourself in your business. So now what I want to talk about are 3 different areas of your business to finish this year strong. The first we're going to talk about is bookings. And the first thing that you need to understand with language today, especially after everything we've been through around this, is keeping it super simple. Your language and keeping this simple is going to make all of the difference. People right now, some people are happy to meet in person, other people are not. That's okay. The thing is offer it up. So you could say to a person, how would you like to gather your friends together for a fun, unique shopping experience? That's what people are looking for, a fun way to shop. And that's what you need to understand. And then you could say, we could do it in your home and do it live. And we could even do that with a small group of people that maybe you're comfortable with. We can do it completely 100% online, which everybody still loves. And if people are shopping online anyway, it's just a fun way. We'll do some games, we'll have some videos, we'll have some fun. And it's a fun, unique way for your friends to shop. Or we can do a little bit of both. You can just meet with a small group in your home, and then we can invite all of the rest via Facebook and your friends that live out of town. This is what some people are referring to as a hybrid method. And it seems to be working pretty well too. People are pretty safe in their bubble of people that they like to be with. Otherwise, if anybody is telling you, and I think you guys all know this, if anybody should know it, it's you guys. I think you're still the leaders in online parties. But recently there was a trainer out there, and they had this ad going every single week. And it was brought to my attention so many times by other direct sellers. I'm like, I finally had to address it. Every week it was like, the party is dead. Online parties are dead. And how are you going to make your business work? And they're like, that's what they're saying. I'm like, because they want you to buy their class. Like, parties are not dead. People are having like $800 parties, $1,000 parties, booking 3 parties in a night, 5 parties in a night. Like, so if anybody tries to tell you that, I'm here to tell you that that is simply not true. Okay. But people don't like the word of as much party. So do you want to do an online party? For a lot of people, that connotates a lot of work or a lot of people. And so simply saying, would you like to gather a few friends together for a fun, unique shopping experience? We'll have a ton of fun. Your friends are going to love it. And we'll do some drawings and games, and it'll be a great night for everyone. You need to make it sound easy, and you need to make it sound fun. you need to talk about why her friends are going to love it. That is still why the number one reason today of why people book is because they want to create a fun, valuable experience for their friends. Secondary to that is the free product that they will get for themselves. So keep that in mind. And of course, I want to treat you really special too. Now, if someone says to you right now, so let's talk about bookings. I mean, guys, it is time to go big or go home. Like right now, you got about 7 weeks, right? And you should be saying, how many bookings can I hold? Whether that is online or whether that is in person or a combination of both. How many are you able to do? And this is where I would just tell my family, I'm going to be kind of like out of pocket here for a hot minute, but then in December, I'll be more available and I can take that time off. But like stretch yourself. You know, do you normally do 3? Do 5. Do you normally do 5? Do 8. Do you normally do 8? Do 12. I used to try every November, and rarely ever did it happen exact because like you got Thanksgiving in there and everything else. But I would say, I'm going to try to hold a party every day of the week. That's what I'm going to do for November. And I would always make it my goal and it would always fall short. But guess what? Sometimes I did 20 parties. Sometimes I did 23. I would work so hard. Then when December came, I was just so happy. But I would have the biggest sales ever in November. And I would have made a ton of money. And you know what? I also saw more people. And because you see more people, whether that's online, when I say see people, I'm seeing you right now. So I don't want you to think I just mean in person. The more people you see, this November is what fills your January. So that is what you need to be thinking about right now. So if somebody says, oh, you know, ask them if they want to book in December, then they'll say, no, you know, so much going on, blah, 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 blah. No worries, because I'm really booking my calendar right now into January. And we always have incredible things for people in January, you know, special things for the host, special things for the guests. So why don't we go ahead and get that scheduled right now? And go ahead and book them right now. Your goal should be by the end of like November or by the 10th of December, you should have your January 100% squared away. Because if you get on the phone and start, people say, I'll wait till after the first of the year. You're going to call them after the first of the year and they're going to tell you they'll do it in the spring. It's, you know, because they've lost that moment when they were there and it was fun and it was exciting and they fell in love with something. So you want to do that now. Now, if somebody says, oh, I'd love to, do you know what? And this is especially good for past hosts, maybe somebody that's just booked not too terribly long ago, maybe earlier in the year. This is also really good for people that just say, no, I just can't right now because blah, blah, blah. You know, how would you like to be a holiday helper then? How would you like to be my holiday helper? Get 3 orders, you get a half price item. That works so well. And half the time, the people end up getting more than 3 orders. And here's the funny thing, you can say to them, you know, you can just collect the orders. Here's the link to my website. Send people there if you want. Then I'll let you choose your half price item. Sometimes they'll say to you, well, if I get 6, can I get 2 half price items? Sure. Just not a problem at all. And of course, you can end up giving them more credit too if they qualify for it. But here's the other funny thing. I say, to make this easy, we could totally do this on Facebook. You can invite those 3 people. I'll just do a little group here where I'll post some videos that they can look at of some different product videos that I have. And guess what they end up doing? They end up inviting more than 3 people. And what do you have? You have a party when they didn't want to have one. So it's all, again, in the way that you word it. I would always try to get 10 or more holiday helpers going during November/December. And I always had a huge amount of sales. Another way to get some additional sales in December, and maybe you didn't do this, so I want you to think about it now. I always hosted a club. Like, I would pick what was an average party. So back in the day when I was doing my parties, our average party was 3 something. So my club was 400. But if your party is a $600 average, pick a 750 club or whatever number you want to pick that you think This is a stretch. It should be a little bit of a stretch goal, but not so much of a stretch goal that people won't stretch for it. Does that make sense? So we did 400 club. And so I would start that right up in January. And every now and again, I would give my club members like a little discount. They might get 10% off, or I would do a special drawing for my club members. So this was just something by being in the club. You might get a little something extra. You might get some little bonuses here and there. But in December, I always did, like, you know how when you go to Pampered Chef and they do a little awards thing for you and they have the top 10 salespeople and it feels so much fun and it's great. Well, we get kind of spoiled in that. Like, we think that's normal, but other people don't get like honored like that and for special things. So I used to do a little awards night for my hosts, and I would do the top 10 of the whole year. You could do the top 5 if you don't have a ton of them. They loved it. And then I would book them right then and there for a January/February show so they could get back in the club for that next year. So it was a great way. I would do an event. I would have each of them bring outside orders for the person who got, collected the most orders. They ended up, we did drawings for everything. And you could do this all via Zoom. Like, you wouldn't have to do it in person. Like, I think now, like, golly, I used to like have hors d'oeuvres and stuff like that. But my goodness, you can do all kinds of things. So, but it did cause people to rebook year after year. And it caused people to be excited and work a little bit harder on their shows because they wanted to be in that top 10 at the end of the year. All right. So now let's move on. Let's talk a little bit about selling. So let's talk about your VIP group first. This is where you're going to be spending some time, as you should be. I mean, this is like, our VIP groups have become sort of our secondary selling mode, right? Our shows are still like our first, but our VIP groups are customer group. Some people are changing it from VIP group to, my elite customers or my special customer group. Whatever you want to call it, but I guess what I've been hearing is VIP groups are kind of going out. People are just want to be considered be honored as a customer. They're really not a VIP person. So I'm coming up with a fun, creative name for your customers. Now, in this group, you all know you need to go live. The more you go live, the more results you're going to get, because people watch lives. That's all there is to it. And a lot of times people have a hard time deciding what they're going to go live about. Well, at this time of the year, I'm going to give you a couple of ideas. And I would encourage you to come up with a couple of lists. And I'll give you 3 to choose from. I probably wouldn't do all 3 at this time of the year. But you could do a couple of them. So a couple of lists you can do are like your favorite things. So like Oprah's favorite things, you could do your 10 favorite items. I don't know if Pampered Chef does anything like this, like the 12 days of Christmas, or has 12 different deals or special sales, but you could do that in daily deal leading up to Christmas. So the 12 instead of days of Christmas, the 12 deals of Christmas, and you could give a little something off, or you could combine it with a bundle. It makes it a little bit more affordable. Sometimes companies do that. If you don't want to do that one at all, then you know what? Here's a couple others for you. My favorite things is one of them, but here's another really important one, and that is the 10 most popular gift giving items. A lot of times people don't have an idea of why this makes a great gift giving item. And when you're going live every day, once a day, every day, or even twice a day, if you want to try to get in a couple of these lists, you can talk about why this makes such a great gift. People need ideas for gifts. If you just say, oh, well, do you need a gift giving item? You better come to the table with some ideas. Some other ways to get sales is, do you have any corporate clients that you can offer to, do they have staff members that you can help take care of them? People are busy right now. They're short staffed. But the staff that they do have, they're really trying to take care of them better. And so doctor's offices are good ones for this, but other places, I had one gentleman every year ordered between 50 and 75 of one particular item every single year for his staff. He did that for about 5 or 6 years. I wrapped them all, delivered it. Make things easy for people. Put together some nice little bundles that make great gifts, like a cookie set, or, and you should be talking about cookies at this time of the year anyways. You could be doing that in your VIP group and say, what's your favorite holiday cookie? Everybody post it. And you could have where you're sharing, maybe somebody makes one or you make your favorite one, and have people post those on there and get some engagement going that way. That was one of our greatest things that we did at this time last year, is we had everybody in my group. So I have my paid group, which is it's an awesome group to be a part of. I'll talk about that in just a little bit, but it is only $15 a month. If you're in direct sales and you want to be in the know or know what's going on or have the greatest access to everything, and including our social media trainer who stays up on everything, that is a great group to be in. It's $15. You get images every month. You get a content calendar every month. You get all kinds of stuff. But I have a free group. It's called Success Express with Belinda. You can join that group. And last year we did a cookie exchange in there, and everybody that participated, we sent out a little ebook with all these recipes. It was the hugest hit ever. And so many people participated in that. And the more people that participate or think the group is fun, the more they stay. You should also be getting people to invite people to that group once a month. Do a drawing for anybody that, some people call it Winning Wednesday. And every Wednesday, invite anybody who invites anybody to the group. You do a little drawing. You could just do it one Winning Wednesday in the month if you don't want to do drawings every week. That's one way that we've helped add people to that group, is by doing drawings. So corporate sales, this is the other one, is, do you guys do wish list? For anybody in your group that submits their wish list, they'll go into a drawing and put the list of the items that they really want for Christmas, and then put the name of the person you should be contacting in order to order that for them, whether that is a mom, whether that's a husband, it's a, older child, whoever that is. That is helpful. Doing the drawing and getting the list seems to be very popular this year of getting that list. So those are a couple of ideas for some additional sales. So now I want to talk about recruiting. I don't know if you guys are doing fantastic in recruiting, then you should say, woohoo, and pat yourselves on the back for doing a great job. So I don't want to make anybody's reality different, because everything is different. But I have a pretty good pulse on this industry right now. And recruiting has been a little bit slower than it has been in times past. I don't know if any of you have recognized that. So what I want to do is tell you not to worry at all, like not even a little, about this. And here's why. First and foremost, just like the rest of the country is experiencing people that just are not applying for different jobs, there is a wait. I'm going to wait and see sort of attitude about this workspace. But in all the surveys, and this isn't just within direct sales, this is surveys done in big, huge marketing firms, is people are waiting for 2022 to say, yeah, I'm ready to go back to work now. They're kind of like, I just want to see this year out, then I'm going to go back to work. People have got more in their savings than they've ever had at any time in history. So people are kind of in a wait and see pattern. But here are the things that are important for you to know. Eventually, that's going to change. And over 7 million women have decided they're not going back to work full time. Over 7 million women have left the workforce on a full-time basis. Why? COVID just showed them that they're family have been suffering. It was too chaotic. They managed to be able to be home. And they don't want to go back full time. They don't want to go back to work. But here is the other statistic. 46% of those people are saying they are looking for a side hustle of some kind. And one of those side hustles is direct sales. And here's why they feel that direct sales is a good choice. Number one, and I've always kind of said this, but differently. So these are like new word choices to be using. Number one is the ease of getting started. And what they mean by that is the following things so that everybody doesn't get confused. It's that it's a basic business in a box. Like they don't have to get their own website. They don't have to find a product and source it. They don't have to either make it themselves or go somewhere else and order like 100 of them or 1,000 of them or whatever they need to do. It's a ready-made business that all they have to do is pay a small fee to get started. And basically everything is there for them. It's the ease of starting a business. The second one, and this is a huge one that you have in your favor, is they are looking for a company that has brand awareness. They don't want to waste the time creating the brand awareness themselves. You guys have probably out there, I would say, the most recognized brand out of almost any other direct sales company in the entire industry. Seriously. If you ask somebody, I mean, I used to, when I first started as a speaker, and I would say, you know, it's in direct sales, and they would say, oh, like Tupperware. Forever, that was always people's sort of go-to. And now when I say what I do, they go, oh, like Pampered Chef. I love Pampered Chef. I mean, that is people's answer to, like, when you say you're involved in this industry, that's people's go-to of what you're talking about. And I just think that that's freaking awesome for you guys. So brand awareness is another. Now let's talk about how to get those leads. I've talked about this before, but you guys need to be putting out. So there's a couple of different ways. If you're posting, like on your personal page, you should be posting things like, oh, just did my dining room table with all this new, you know, just redecorated this whole wall. Love the extra money I make from a Pampered Chef business. And when you say love the extra money, you're not making any kind of money promises or anything else. And these are perfectly okay to say. But people, and then just say, if you ever want to know more, comment below or, you know, private message me. See, sometimes you don't even have to say that. Just by posting it, your friends will be like, I need to know that. I need extra money. Like I need to talk to you. And so don't be afraid to make posts like that. Those are called like lifestyle posts. But on your business page and on your VIP page, you should be saying things like, right now, you know, over 7 million women have decided they don't want to go back to work full time. They don't want to sacrifice being away from their family. And I don't know if this is anything. Pampered Chef offers a fun, flexible way to make some extra money while working the schedule that you want. If you would like to know more information, take a closer look at what we have to offer, please comment below or private message me. If you'll notice, in both of those instances, I said, comment below or private message me. One of the kind of yucky things out there right now that people are saying is, I hate it when people write, just private message me. Why? Is it a secret? Is there something to hide? So make sure that you're not just saying, if you want more information, private message me. Say, if you want more information, comment below or feel free to private message me. That way it's showing, hey, I got everything as an open book. That's going to be important for people's attitudes in them going ahead and getting that information to you. The other biggest thing that I'm going to tell you is you are, you know, anytime, this is the rule always, you're not looking for recruits. You are looking for leads, and you need a big lead pool. So you need to use those soft word choices. So that is, if you'd like to take a closer look, if you'd just like a little bit more information, if you'd like to see what our company has to offer, I'd be happy to get you some information. Instead of saying, if you'd like to join my team, if you would like to get started, those are like definitive word choices where people have to say, yep, I am ready to get started, which they don't know whether they're ready to get started or not. You have to create a safe space, a safe zone for people to be curious. And that is the main thing that you want to spark in them, is curiosity. So I really want you to think about that. How much curiosity are you creating? And we know that people are looking for much more flexibility. That's the most important thing to people. You know, it used to be income was the number one driver of why people did a business like this. And it's still, I mean, it's just a close second. But the biggest thing, the number one thing for people today, especially after everything we've been through, is it needs to be flexible. It needs to work around my family. It needs to be able to work when I want to work. And that is what you have to offer. So those are a couple of tips I have for you guys tonight. I am going to tell you a little bit about the planner. In the meantime, you can feel free to post any additional questions. And I will be happy to kind of answer those for you. So I'm going to close that out for right now. So what I want to tell you about right now is our planner. So this is my 5th year designing this planner for direct sellers. I was encouraged for many years prior to that. Can you make a planner for us? And if any of you know, like Patty just told you, I've earned and received awards within the industry for my contribution to creating programs and training and helping people to be successful in this industry. And so everybody said, you got to make a planner. And I was just like, oh gosh, that just seems like so much work. But then 5 years ago, we did. And each year, it has gotten better and better. Now, there was something I was going to teach you tonight, and I didn't do it. So you know what I'm going to do? I am going to teach it to you, because then I'm going to show you how I'm going to put those into action. Okay. So these are the four pieces to a sales cycle. This is 4 steps to a sales cycle. And if you will start to think about this, this is going to help you to be a better seller. Everybody ready for that? Yay. Okay. So number 1, we've talked about this forever, but it is the first piece because you have to do it a little bit, right? But it's the least of the 4. They gain momentum as we move up the ladder. Number 1 is descriptive. So you do have to describe your product a little bit, right? But you don't want to get down in the weeds in describing it so much that people just go, oh, wow, that was just way too much information, because it's not the most important piece. Number 2 becomes much more important, and that is the benefits. So you really want to be stronger with benefits. So this could do this for you. This will make it easier for you. This is going to help you with this. So those are benefits. The third piece of the sales cycle is, how do you make a customer feel? And this is actually what will get people to buy. You can be sitting there and talking to people and sharing all kinds of great content and descriptive, and then even a couple of benefits. And then the person says, well, I'm kind of like looking for this. And then you just go, okay, well, take a look through the catalog, or you just kind of blow them off. It's like you're not really listening to what they're asking. Or are you asking good questions? Let them tell you a story. I know sometimes it can be long, but in my kitchen, I have this one thing and blah, 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 blah. I have seen people stand there and listen to people go, yeah. Okay, so did you want this packet? So did you want to go ahead and get this then? And the person's like, nah, I think I'm going to hold off for right now. And you're like, what the heck happened. She was right there. You should have said, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that happened to you. Or I can totally understand. I had another customer tell me a very similar story, and she found that this was so helpful to her. You need to acknowledge the main thing in how you make people feel is you make them feel important. You make them feel heard. You make them feel that you really are trying to solve their situation or to be helpful to them. That will close the deal. And then the fourth part of the sales cycle is gratitude, saying thank you. Thank you so much. When they get that order, hey, did you receive your order? Okay, so glad. It's that follow-up piece. And what will that cause? That will cause that customer to work with you for life. And she'll refer others to you. So in full disclosure, then I'm going to tell you about our planner. And I'm going to start with the what? I'm going to start with the description of this. So we'll go real quick through that. So it is 188 pages. And for a planner of this size, I can tell you the going rate for one. It was about $58 last year. This year, it is close. The Erin Condren planner that is this size is about $70 right now because paper costs have gone up like crazy. And we have kept ours at $48, which is below what the average price for a planner this size was last year. So it's $48. We did increase the thickness of the cover this year. So it's quite a bit thicker and more sturdy, which people have said it's lighter. It's not. It's because of the distribution of the weight of that makes it different. We made the binder just a little bit smaller, so it's tighter. You've got less wiggle room in the middle. We did add there. We've always had the tabs, but we added an extra one this year to everybody requested it. And that is a leads tab. So you can turn to your leads quickly when you are looking for those. So those are kind of some of the logistics. It does come with a full double-sided pocket in the back, and it comes with a full page of fun stickers for you to use throughout your planner. So now, what are the benefits to you? There are so many that they're hard to really keep track of, but we've got some really great things in here. One of the big benefits is this first 100 days of business is right up front. And that really helps you to help your new consultants, as well as this is the best. I've had so many people write me. I've used that to jumpstart myself or used it to jumpstart one of the people on my team. And we just go through that together. I had one group recently just say to me, we all jumpstarted ourselves at the same time and followed this exact, like, here's what to do in your first 100 days. And it was incredible. But here's how this is how our planner really plays out. This is your work-life balance. These are like the big rocks. These are the things in all areas of your life, your family, your health, your career, your personal growth. When you start filling those out, those help you to start dreaming. And then this is for your vision board. We have it right up front so you can be reminded of it every single day on what's important to you, keeping that desire right in the forefront. That leads you then, once you have the vision board, it leads you to your business strategy and goal setting pages for the year. What are my goals? And then this is how am I going to keep those alive every month? What are my action steps? Then we have 2 new pages, which I'm super excited about. And these are both focused on social media. We've got an example of a content calendar, as well as best practices on like Facebook, personal page, your business page, Instagram. So you can really have a good sort of checklist of things to be doing in those areas. This is a fun page, and it's at the first of every month. It's got kind of the things for you to do. And then it's got a place for you to write in the bottom. Most important people for you to get a hold of this month, your 4 lives you want to do in your VIP group, special meetings. And then this has your statistics, your KPIs, your key performance indicators on those. That helps you set better goals each and every single month. As you see where you are, you can adjust those goals to where you want to go. And it has a little icon in the center of this page. The beginning of every month, I do a video training with you. and they are very timely. We don't drop those way ahead of time. They're dropped, right at the time that it is. I will give you that link in just 1 minute. So anyway, in this planner, there are 21 video trainings this year. Last year we started with 16, and this year there are 21. I kind of stay with you all year. I'm not going to some people say, I start a planner and then I don't stick with it. We're going to make you stick with it because we're going to be there with you all year long. All right. And then it has the month at a glance, and that has the little spaces for your power hours. That creates accountability. And then we have the weeks at a glance. And then that is also with your healthy habits. One of the things we added back this year, because everybody requested it, is we added at least 6 things to do space every single day. So you have those right in the planner. That continues throughout the year. We've got some worksheets, like I said, this year added. We always have our library page of great books, and then our tools and apps resources page. So that is our planner. You can grab that. Like I said, it's 48. In my personal opinion, and I'm not saying this because I'm selling it, I've always told people a planner is one of the most important pieces they will have. And that is because when you use a good planner, you are more proactive than you are reactive. I have had thousands of testimonials now on this, like this planner helps me keep track of my goals. It keeps me on task. So that is our planner. We have a lot of accessory items you can buy separate, but we've got this bundle called the I Want It All bundle. And that comes with the planner, the gratitude journal, which I mentioned. It comes with our leader planning guide, which is an awesome piece. And this year it is the best ever. We doubled the size of it. This has 16 trainings in it. And this is not a calendar. This is a way for ideas for you to help encourage your team mates, the way to keep them excited, some tracking. And then, of course, we have some really wonderful meeting ideas, training ideas, incentive ideas, challenge ideas. All of those are in that. And then we have our accessory bundle that goes with that, which is the markers, which are loads of fun. The Post-it pads, Post-it notepads of top 10 things to do, and our brand new magnetic bookmarks, which are awesome. So that whole, and you get 3 extra pages of stickers. So that whole bundle, if you bought it separately, would be $154. But when you buy it as the I Want It All bundle, it's $119. So a really great savings this year. And we do offer Sezzle, which allows you to split that into 4 payments, if that makes it easier for you. And just this past weekend, anybody from when we launched this on September 9th up until last week, if you bought the I Want It All bundle, you got a ticket to our Achieve Your Dreams Summit. We had 8 awesome speakers, and it was incredible. So much so that we've decided to do one in February called Spring into Action. And it will be all the actionable steps. This was so much more about mindset, and this one will be about things to do. And we're going to have great speakers again. We're going to actually have speakers from the field. We're going to do some panel discussions. It's going to be awesome. And so if you buy the I Want It All bundle, you get the ticket to that free. So it's a $97 value, and you get to go free. So, and if you have buy the I Want It All bundle, you get free shipping. So lots of reasons to grab that bundle. All right, let's see. I'm going to pull the chat up here now.
Do you want me to post the link?
That would be amazing. If we were better able to see the pages. So Patty's going to post a link. And then when you go to that link, there's actually a video with the pages up close so that you can see them. We know I just did the best I could here. But yes, most definitely there's pages of the planner, the leader planning guide, and I think the gratitude journal, so that you can flip through those and take a closer look.
Excellent.
When you make your purchase, you'll be asked if you want a free gift, and the free gift is 60 days to our DSN group, which Patty talked about. She's a member of that group, has been for a very long time. And so if you want to take that for a test drive, you can for 60 days. It's free. So, but you do have to click on that box and a little box will come up for you. And there's some things you have to fill out. If you do not want to continue after the 60 days, you simply unsubscribe. So sorry. So that's what we have. We've got some great little bonus buys when you go in there after you put your credit card information in, watch for those to pop up. But one is our launch box, and it is over $345 worth of courses that I have. And the direct selling for dummies book and workbook is in that. It's a $345 value, and you can buy it when you buy the planner or the I Want It All bundle for $58. It's a screaming one-time deal that you can get as a upsell. So that's it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That was like amazing. I was clapping here, but I was on mute. I know you're getting a whole bunch of kudos and
Oh, good.
clapping, and yeah. And that direct selling for dummies book is like, oh my gosh. If you can get that, that is amazing. And I've had her planners forever, and they just keep you on track. They're great about goal setting. The vision board is great, which I've never seen in a planner before. So that's kind of an awesome thing. Love stickers.
I know, they make it fun.
Oh, yeah, I know. And really, that is a great direct sales planner. Like there's not another one out there like it. So definitely
It
great.
really isn't. And I always say to people, people say things to me like, oh, I can get just a regular calendar at Walmart for $20. And I'm like, yeah, you can. But for $20 more, you can get one that is like designed for you, that's going to help you, that's going to give you, if we sold those training courses, it would probably be another $200. So it just cracks me up.
Right. All of her training is great. I don't know that I think I got it all. I mean, I've had them on the video or the cassettes or whatever the original was. And then I had to, update. And so it is amazing. And every single time you told the story, Belinda, I wanted because then you would do the additional thing, but I know we're on video right now, but I was just thinking about,
what are you talking about?
The walk away. I was thinking about the walk away.
I know, that's a fun thing that I do
for information. Yeah, I know.
Just if people want more information, give them the information. Do not overwhelm them with giving them too much.
Yeah. I know. Look, we have quite a few people that already have the planner. It's a great planner for all the things. I love mine. The vision board section is fantastic. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So we have a lot of people that are putting in there. I don't know if anybody has any questions on the planner or anything that Belinda talked about. I took a ton of notes. I was like, I normally type them, but I was like, oh, I'm just going to take these notes and I'll go back and look at them. I love to do that. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Patty, this has been so much fun.
Oh my gosh, Belinda, you are, it's just amazing. Here's the biggest aha for me.
Okay.
Is that you stay relevant. You stay relevant. I've been listening to you for a really long time. Things have changed, obviously, during the course. And for some people that are on this call have no idea what that looks like because they're, just getting into the direct sales industry right now. But it used to look so different before, but now, I really honestly think that you have adjusted well. You've done your research. It just amazes me how you can, talk about all the statistics that you did, when you were talking about the 7 million people, the 7 million women that, don't want to go back to work full time, and just about all that other stuff. The dreaming big, any of the statistics that you were talking about was great. So I just love that. You just really stay on top of things, which is,
what? It's super, super important for it's super important for me to stay relevant, because for one, you're washed up if you don't. And number two, if I'm really trying to help people be successful, they need to be successful with what is working right now.
Right.
No, there's always best practices, and the best practices really don't change. Think about it this way. Like, like when something was really neat before, or neat or cool, or, like back in years in the 70s, you would say, oh, that's cool, oh, groovy. Well, if we said that today, people would think you're like nuts, right? And then people go, oh, that's sick, or that's this, and then those words change. And so the basics of that something is awesome or really great, that doesn't change. What changes is the way we describe it. What changes is the way we talk about it. And you need the right word choices for what is going to resonate with people today when they're saying, this is what I want or what I don't want. People keep hearing from everybody else, oh, people are partied out online. So then don't say a party. Like, oh, let's gather a few of your friends together for a unique, fun shopping experience. And they're like, oh, that sounds lovely. So it's just like, you just have to roll with what is relevant right now.
Yeah. Your verbiage was spot on. Like all the word. I mean, a lot of it like was stuff that we had learned many years ago about it's totally, you just keep up with all of that. It was totally spot on. I thought it was great. As usual, and you have that confidence about you. I like when you talked about that at the very beginning, when you were talking about the mirror, how we have to, wasn't that it? Wait, let me see.
Yes, people will mirror what you put out.
Right. People will mirror what you put out. And I thought, oh my gosh, that is so true. So when you're excited, they're excited. So yeah, and there is business out there. There's plenty of business out there. Pampered Chef was talking about the millions of people that we still have not reached. It's crazy. I live 30 minutes from the city of Chicago. And when I do shows or when I even virtual parties, people are like, oh, I've never heard of Pampered Chef. And we're here. It's the craziest thing. It is the craziest thing. Yeah. So I have somebody on here that was looking. She said, oh, maybe I should try out the 2021 planner. It's on sale right now.
You can, it's 15, because we made that sale like for the last quarter of the year, if that's really what you want to do to see, because some people are like nervous. But I would say at this point,
yeah, there's only
I wouldn't even spend my $15 on it. We're already at the end of October. You got November, December. If I were me and I were going to tell you to spend your money, I would say take that 15 and put it toward the new set and just get it, because you will not be disappointed. I can promise you. And you can already start adding in your like stuff from 2021 in there. Like it's got, what did you do in 2021? And you can start plugging some of that stuff in and getting yourself ready and start dreaming about your dream board. I don't want you to waste that time, and I don't want you to waste that money. So that's just my advice to you.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad you said that. She said she appreciates the feedback. So that was really awesome. And the other thing is that if you, definitely sign up for the 3 months of the free direct selling now. You will not be sorry. Besides Belinda, that's in there, and there's always training in there. There's always somebody sharing, you're sharing. I love Melody. She's your specialist, direct sale? No, social media specialist, yes. Right? Yeah. So I love that. I love the all of your posts, your daily posts that you share every single month. I mean, it's definitely worth the value. You're not going to get anything like this. And now your new planner is what, 21? You said 21 new videos in there?
21 new videos. Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah. So every single month, you're going to see Belinda, or twice a month, it looks like almost. Yeah. Yeah. It's great. It's great. Okay.
All right. Well, have a lovely evening.
Okay.
Thank you for doing this.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Are you going to do the planner giveaway? Yeah. Okay.
Well, I've got it right in front of my face.
Okay. All right. Okay.
All right, so we got a winner tonight. If she's here,
okay,
she has to say I'm here. And if she's not, then we draw the next person. So the winner is Lisa Thibodeau.
I saw her on. I wonder if she's still, is she here, Lisa?
If she was on earlier, we've gone way over, so I'm gonna,
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I think she's gone now. I seen her from almost all the entire call. Yeah. So she
Okay.
probably had to, yeah.
all right, so Lisa Thibodeau is the winner.
Okay.
And we'll get her email from you, Patty, and then Donna will get her that information on how to
Okay.
use it. Okay.
Perfect. Perfect.
All right. Thank you everyone so much for your time tonight.
Thank you so much, Belinda. I appreciate it.
All right. Bye.
Bye. I'm gonna check.